did the college football playoff committee get it right in leaving off FSU? You know, we can go on all these wild contingency theories and conspiracy theories about whatever, but I think the main thing boils down to this conversation: was it right to leave FSU off so we didn't have to watch it a blowout game and a team like Michigan didn't get a free pass essentially to go to the college football national championship? Or was it right to give FSU a shot in the playoff because they'd earned it by having an undefeated season and winning the ACC championship? B, I'll let you start and tell me what you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have talked about this already, so I don't want to like beat like a dead horse here. But I think the committee got it right, and it pains for me to say because my grandma lives down in Florida, and she's kind of like a semi Florida State fan now, so she's rooting for them for the local team. Um, so sorry, Grams, if you're seeing this, but think about it. It's the best four teams, best four teams, not the most four deserving teams, right? Like in a perfect world, yeah, if Jordan Travis didn't get injured, the Florida State will be in right now, right? But think about it, okay? If Bama and Florida State were to play right this second, and Florida State has their backup quarterback, who's winning that game? Bama,
Yeah.
hands down, right? And Bama's no slouch. Like, not like there's some team that was like, oh yeah, let's just put them in the playoffs because they're a cool story. Like they beat Georgia, who just won close to 30 straight games, who've been the best team in the country for 2 straight seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to talk about most deserving, like that's pretty damn deserving too. Like, yeah, they might not have been 12-0. The one team they lost to is currently the third seed in the damn country. Like, that's also not bad either. So, just to keep it simple, guys, there might be some Florida State fans in here pissed off, but all other college football fans might be mad about it. But I totally get it. It's the four best teams. Bama's won the four. Florida State with their backup quarterback is not one of the top four teams in the country, and that's just my own opinion. Just make it blunt.
Yeah, and I don't want people to say anything like, "Oh, you guys obviously whatever you're biased or you're." We made a video about Florida State going into this year. We had a prediction that Florida State was going to win the ACC. Again, you can go check that out. You can verify what we're saying. That was our prediction. We thought, they would take it over Clemson. They ended up actually taking over Louisville, which who would have thought the dream season Louisville had. But yeah, I
Right.
mean, in today's day and age of what football is, the quarterback is the most important position. You are not the same team without your quarterback. And I know Jordan Travis tried mentioning, "Oh, I wish I'd had my injury earlier, so teams, the rest of the country could see that, the quarterback isn't so important." It's like it is. Anywhere else your starting quarterback gets hurt, your season's pretty much over. I mean, look at what happened to
Yeah.
what was it, Iowa? I mean, Iowa started out the first few weeks, looking good on offense, and
Oh
we are all thinking,
God.
"Wow, Iowa, look at this new turned over leaf, Iowa." And then the starting quarterback got hurt, and they went right back to looking like the shitty offenses that we've come to know from Iowa. It it is what
Yep.
it is what it is. You can't give, for example, you can't give Michigan a free pass to the national championship because they get to go play a backup quarterback in Florida State. We've been rooting for Florida. At least I've been rooting for Florida State all year. I think they've been a great story. I think they're a fun team. I think they're loaded with talent, but you need your quarterback. I'm going to be fair about it. I went into watching the ACC championship with an open mind. I was like, you know what? Maybe this backup quarterback's going to put on a performance, and we're going to be like, wow, they deserve to be in. And after about the first quarter and a half, I had to turn it off. I was like, this is bad. This is rough to watch. I don't want to hurt my eyes anymore.
Yeah.
I I,
It
I
was
do
it
want
was
to.
that rough, huh?
It was. I mean, I think it was like the whole first quarter was just pretty much punts or field goals. So I mean,
Yeah.
it was incoherent. It was just in disarray. It was a mess. I do want to ask you this question. So we can probably both agree that hey, Alabama won the SEC. They beat undefeated Georgia, back to back Georgia. Let me get your opinion on this, though. What if the debate wasn't Alabama or FSU? What if the debate was Texas or FSU? Because Texas got in after winning the Big 12 over, I think it was a ninth ranked or OSU, Oklahoma. So if you had to take,
Yeah, yeah, Texas or Florida State. I'm still taking Texas. I'm still. I mean, they kind of been like, yeah, they play good ball for the past couple weeks, but again, it's still like, for me, the core argument is Florida State with their backup quarterback. Like, and I get it. Okay, they had the third string in against or the in the ACC title game because the second string got hit in like the head the week prior, and like the second string would have been back in time before the playoff and all that stuff. But like, I just don't think that truly matters. Like, they still lost your quarterback. Like, it's a completely different team, and not like Jordan
mm-hmm.
Travis was some like bum. Like, he's a he's playing well this year, right? Like,
Yeah,
he was playing really good football, and that changes your team a lot. And I know a lot of Florida State fans are pointing at when actually the Buckeyes won in the 2014-2015 season because they had Cardale Jones, who was at the start of the season their third string quarterback. And then that was the whole thing where Braxton Miller got hurt and JT Barrett took over, and then he got hurt. So Cardale Jones stepped in, right? But they beat Wisconsin in the Big Ten title game 59-0, something like that. Like, they
yeah,
were on a roll. Like, they were playing good football, right? And the week before that, they played U of M and they still won. So I'm
yeah,
like, it's completely, you're looking at apples and oranges, and you're also looking at something that happened like 8 years ago. Like, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's kind of beyond that point now. So to answer your question, still looking at Florida State and Texas, Texas still is going to get in. I think they're still the better team overall because Florida State is still missing their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I still agree with that. I just want to get your thoughts on it. And even to answer your example of Ohio State, I mean, so much in football has changed in the past 8 years. College, as well as NFL, has become very quarterback centric. The whole game revolves around quarterbacks. And at least with your Ohio State example, they had opportunities to show, look, we're still a competitive, competent, cognitive team with our third string quarterback, and we dropped 59 on Wisconsin. Again, Florida State had their opportunity to show us, hey, you're still a great competitive team, and you came out and put out 16-10 over Louisville. I mean, that's not going to cut it. Now, again, if it's a completely different conversation if they came out and beat Louisville 35-3 or 35-10, something like that. Then I think we're having a different discussion. If they got left out, it's like, hey, they showed they're still a great team. They should be in, but they didn't. And here's another maybe opinion or a perspective to look at. I mean, that's kind of been Florida State's formula all year. I mean, they haven't really been a big blow teams out kind of team. They've usually won
Right.
gritty last minute. Well, now you have a situation where your starting quarterback's hurt and you come in and win gritty in last minute. And now it's no longer looked at as, well, this is just a great team. It's looked at as, you guys aren't competitive anymore. So I think it's one
Right.
of those things that the way they've been winning all year has kind of come back to hurt them in that same regard.
Yeah. Yeah. And you made this point during the pre-show, but let's just say it now. If Florida State comes out in the Orange Bowl and play, I think it's the Orange Bowl, right? And they play
I think
against
so.
Georgia well, then damn, you have a chance to prove the country wrong. Now, do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But again, if you get blown out, then like we kind of know our like answer then. And on the flip side, what if Bama goes on the run and just wins the whole damn thing? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that kind of furthers the point that Bama should have gotten in. Or if Texas wins their game against Washington and they at least make it, and that's like, okay, well, they made it. I don't know if they'll beat U of M or Bama, but they like made it, right? So
Yeah.
my point is I'm very intrigued to see how this bowl season plays out and the playoffs play out to see how everything kind of unfolds here.
Yeah. And I agree. Like I said, we kind of discussed in the pre show. FSU has an opportunity to shut everyone up. If they go out and they beat Georgia, and we do want to give the context that we are aware that not every player is going to be playing it. The transfer portal is starting to take its toll. Guys are going to be sitting out for the draft. So we understand it's not a full strength Georgia team versus a full strength Florida State team. But that's not the way perceptions work, and we all know that. We're all going to look back in 5 years at the final box score and not go, well, who sat out? If you go out there and you beat
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, 52-14, no one in 5 years is going to be like, well, but they're going to be like, oh yeah, you're right, Florida State should have been in. What a travesty. But if you go out there and you get blown out 52-14, no one's going to look back and think, well, but Trey Benson wasn't playing. Well, Fred Verse had already left to go to the draft. They're going to beg, see, we were right. You guys should have been left out. We're glad we didn't give Michigan a free pass to the national championship. So I think that'll be very interesting to see. But you guys tell us what you think in the comment section. Let us know, was it the right decision to leave Florida State out? Does it make for a better playoff? Is that worth it? Or is it more valuable to put the deserving team in? Let us know in the comment section. Tell us your thoughts. Give us a like again. Give us, subscribe. We do this every week. We love these discussions and we love hearing you guys' thoughts. Never be afraid to comment because we're always going to want to hear what you guys got to say. But that's where we're going to leave it for tonight, I think. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. It's always a pleasure talking to you. You guys can follow us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. Until next time, it's been the RFL Show.